The significance of Pentecost. Pentecost Day marks the coming of the Holy Spirit upon all believers and the fulfillment of God's promise to pour out His Spirit upon all flesh. Joel 2 and Acts 2. Pentecostals often connect this fulfillment as the promise of the Father, and the outpouring of the Spirit is associated with Spirit baptism. Jesus Christ declared that the Father would send the Holy Spirit, and the disciples should wait for the Father's promise in Jerusalem, as they would be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days from Jesus' ascension. Jesus is the Spirit baptizer, as John the Baptist proclaimed, "He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire." Pentecost Day signifies the coming of the Spirit with great power. Jesus declared, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the end of the earth." The Father's promise was fulfilled at the Feast of the Pentecost, the annual harvest festival, just 50 days after Passover. The Holy Spirit came in great power, accompanied by a sound like a mighty rushing wind. Tongues of fire came upon the believers. Fire indicates the presence of God in His burning holiness and purity. When the Holy Spirit came, the disciples were filled with power and the holy presence of God. They received new utterances and spoke in tongues, praising God in proclaiming the mighty works of God. When the Holy Spirit came, the Spirit-empowered disciples were starting their worldwide witness. The Jewish pilgrims from different regions came to celebrate the annual harvest festival in Jerusalem, and they were Jewish diaspora from every nation under heaven. The day of Pentecost unfolds God's redemptive plan in the New Covenant and the beginning of the Christian church and missions in the new Messianic age. The key verse for the Pentecost and the ongoing outpouring of the Spirit is verse 21 of Acts 2, which assures that everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Peter stood up and preached the gospel. He refers to the name of the Lord that saves as Jesus, affirms the deity of Christ as he calls Jesus Lord, and refers to Christ as the God who saves. And on that day, the crowd of 3,000 people was saved. The work of the Holy Spirit in building the church in the last days is a key event in the history of salvation that will be ongoing before Christ returns. The outpouring of the Spirit on all flesh means baptism in the Holy Spirit is a gift to all peoples, transcending ethnicity, age, marital status, gender, and social status, that everyone can receive Spirit baptism and spiritual gifts and empowerment for life and service. At the Azusa Street Revival in the early 1900s and its mission apostolic faith, which attracted the multitudes, William Seymour proclaimed this message, that the modern Christians could receive a baptism in the Holy Spirit just as the apostles did on the day of Pentecost. The globalization of Pentecostalism over the past century and its rapid growth to over 644 million Spirit-empowered Christians from all Spirit renewals worldwide has been phenomenal, from which 86% of all Pentecostals and Charismatics are in the Global South. The Spirit-filled movement represents the fastest growing Christianity worldwide in the 21st century. Today, baptism in the Holy Spirit is understood as a theophanic experience of being filled with the presence of God, a spiritual encounter and relationship with the triune God. As we celebrate Pentecost Sunday, may the Holy Spirit fill God's people with great power, His holy presence, igniting zeal and passion to be witnesses to Christ and live for God's kingdom purpose to fulfill the Great Commission. May God bless you.